Hey everybody, welcome to the Drive-Thru board game blog. This is for December 4th, 2013. This is the 20th blog that I've done, so going on the rate of blogs from when I first started in the last week of April till now. Been getting them done about every other week, not quite that much, had some interruptions and things like that in between. As you can see, I have a different studio here for you, and I can dance around and be a little bit more hopefully energetic. I'm not sure, we'll see. I think standing up will help that a little bit. Anyway, so I got a couple things I want to talk about today. First is a little Kickstarter thing, cool little project's already funded. It's kind of a board game accessory project. It's pretty neat. I got a couple samples to show you. And then I have a wonderful charity event that Jamie Stackmeyer, publisher of Viticulture and Euphoria, has put out. I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I got the shelves here to talk about. And I'm going to basically show you what's on here, and then, well, let's just leave that to the end. I'll kind of review a lot of these games, you know, give you some explanation, just kind of in a one-shot deal, not to copy Tom Vassell too much, but I'm just going to blow through the whole shelf as quickly and succinctly as possible. So first let's talk about the Kickstarter component thing that I'm going to show you. So here you can see we got a bunch of wood. Now this is from go7gaming.com. It's basically a board game storage, inserts, all kinds of components. I'll throw up a link here to the Kickstarter. Like I said, it's already funded. And so if you're going to get something from them, this is probably what you're going to get. You're going to get kind of a base here, and then you're going to get some of these wooden inserts that you can slide into here, and then you get these cool little dividers here. Now this is very easy to put together. You don't even actually have to glue it. And I will show you a finished product here in just a second. And they also have these little boxes here, so I went ahead and used this box just as an example. So it's got a little handle there. You just basically slide that out. Fits very securely. And you can see here I've got some cubes, some white cylinders. Now these are components from the game Trains, and they also sent me a sample of some of the bits that they do, and these are for Love Letter here. So these are pretty cool. You can replace the little red cubes with these hearts there, which I am going to do. So you can get these little boxes from them, you can get the inserts, you can get the different components. So let's take a look at Trains here. So here I've got the box of Trains. Go ahead and crack it open. You can see everything fits in the box. Now this is a Trains specific insert, and so you can see here, you can take a look at these little dividers here, and these are clear. You're actually going to peel off the covering for them, and they're really nice, so you can slide them in like here and stagger them in the different little slots there, and then you can actually kind of see, you know, read all the cards, easily fit your hands in there with these little holes in there. So it works really well. This one, particular one here, this is actually made for an LCG box, so like Netrunner or something like that. This would work great. I know they have inserts for Mage Wars, for the Pathfinder card game, a bunch of others I can't think of right now. So definitely take a look at this, and you know, this would totally be great for Netrunner if I still had it. But this is basically a godsend for Netrunner and Mage Wars. Anyway, so that's just a basic overview of a couple of components they have available. They got a lot more available. Again, here's the link for it, and that's from go7gaming.com. So the next thing I want to talk about is an auction being run by Jamie Stackmeyer from Stonemaier Games, and it's in relation to Viticulture, which you can see here is still on my shelf. Still a game that I actually play relatively frequently, and we enjoy quite a bit about making wine. And so there are 13 collector's editions of this game. Nice wooden boxes that are custom made, I believe, by Jamie's uncle. And so he contacted several bloggers and board game guys and video guys and all kinds of board game folks, and asked us to basically submit a charity that we would like to see get a donation through his auction. So I'll put up a link to the geek list, and I think the winning bid, sort of the one that gets the most money, all of the money from that particular item is going to go to 100% to the charity, and then half of the money from all of the others is going to go to the respective charities. And it's already raised a lot of money. I'm not sure exactly much, at least a couple $1,000s, I think, right in that range. So I'm just going to read you a list of all the charities that are involved, and so hopefully one of these kind of strikes you, and if you have some kind of desire to own a collector's edition of this game, which I really enjoy, then please go take a look. And I'll kind of explain some of these that maybe people, you know, you can't tell from the name what they support. First you've got the American Heart Association. That's a pretty common charity. Child's Play, which actually takes games and books and video games and movies and stuff to kids in hospitals throughout the country. It's a charity I've supported in the past, and I really appreciate everything they do. That's not the charity I picked. That's somebody else picked that one, but that's a good one. St. Jude's, which is a children's research hospital research center / hospital. It's a great charity. They basically take in kids that are terminally ill, and then they don't charge them anything, and they rely solely on donations. And it's usually it's got some crazy disease that's very hard to cure, different kinds of cancer and things like that. We got the Yellow Ribbon Fund, the Bloodwater Mission, the Planetary Society, Girls Incorporated, Feed My Starving Children, Children's Relief, the Philippines Relief Fund effort by Child's Fund. That's the one I'm particularly supporting in this case. World Builders, Talk About Curing Autism, and then Heifer International. And the Heifer International is a charity that basically takes like livestock and different food kind of at that sort of level, at the farm level, and gives it out to different folks. So all of those are great charities, and I'm not going to tell you to go back one or back mine or back the other. If you find a charity that you like and you want the game, go ahead and make a bid on that particular charity. Okay, so let's talk about some board games here. So as you can see, there's no longer a couch that I will be sitting on. I got some shelves here, and this is going to help me better organize my collection and figure out what to get rid of, what to purge, and also set a physical limit on the games that I can have. Because before, I don't know if you saw a video I did a while ago, I basically had them all in a closet, and I had them kind of all over the house starting to be. These aren't all the games now. I have some games upstairs in my son's room, like Crossbows and Catapults, Heroescape, Sorry Sliders, games that they're really his games. And then I got some at work, some small card games and things. So I'm just going to do a quick run through of all the games. I'm going to kind of work my way top to bottom, tell you why it's here, what it's doing, if I've played it. A couple of these I haven't played. I played just about everything on here, but just kind of give you a quick review. So we're going to start here at the top, and you're going to say, oh no, he has Scrabble and Star Wars. My wife loves Scrabble. I like playing Scrabble with my wife. And that's pretty much it. We got a little dictionary above there so we can figure out who's cheating. And then so that's it. My wife really likes Scrabble. That's all I got to say about that one. And I have one copy of Monopoly. This is the Star Wars Limited. I don't know how limited this was, but it's the collector's edition. Basically it's just like Monopoly reskin. There's not really any different rules. I think there's some different startup rules, like everybody gets a property or something you can play with. I haven't played with that rule, I don't think. I've had this copy for a long time. I don't remember when I first got it. I must have been in high school? Yeah, probably. War of the Ring, have not played this. Sorry to say that. Here we have one of the boxes I showed you earlier. Got these cool card holders here, mostly for my son, because we play a game like Ticket to Ride or something where you have a lot of cards. There's too many for his little hands, so these work really well. Got these at Uncle's Games, which are here, well, I live in Idaho, but they're in Washington all over the place, so that's a cool little board game store. Martian Dice, that's kind of my son likes that, so we keep that. It's an okay game. It's a pretty nice little filler. Some Empty Space, hopefully to be filled later. Have Eclipse. This one may go away. A couple of my friends have Eclipse, but I can't bring myself to get rid of it. I really like it. Don't have the expansion or anything in there, the new ships or anything. I've done a review of it. Definitely one of my favorite games. I actually think it's underrated for some reason, but the folks that like it know what's going on there. Alright, so Francis Drake, just reviewed this one. This is an excellent little game. Not going to say much more about it. I've done a review just recently of that, so that's pretty much it. It's a good game. Then we have sort of our war game shelf here, and I'll try not to do this in a Marco Arnaudo accent even. We got the coin series here, 1, 2, and 3. Awesome games. I just did a review not too long ago, basically about the entire system. Really enjoy that system. We got No Retreat 1 and 2 here. I played this one a few times. I have not yet played the North Africa front down here. I have a difficult time reviewing war games. You'll see a lot of these actually haven't been reviewed, just because I don't think I do a very good job when I review a war game. So maybe I will take a crack at this one. This is kind of new. People want to know about it, but I haven't played it yet, so we'll see. 1989, did a review of that. Excellent game. Also Twilight Struggle. Haven't reviewed Twilight Struggle. My favorite, I think, is 1989, though, out of the two. I still really like this one. I won't get rid of this one because I I don't know, whatever. Doesn't take up that much room, right? It's only that big. Band of Brothers, definitely my favorite squad level tactical war game. Also haven't reviewed it. Looking forward to the new edition with a little bit more of a tank action in it. The I think it's Great Panzer or something like that. Ghost Panzer, sorry. So that's a good game. Maneuver, haven't played this quite yet. Wanting to really try this out. It seems sort of like a Command and Colors type of system with some card play, some asynchronous factions and things like that. So one I really want to try. Julius Caesar, this one has survived the culling of block games. This is the one that I keep coming back to. This is definitely an excellent game. Probably my favorite block game, I think, at the end of the day, over the others. So definitely different than some of the others I've reviewed. House Divided, this one stays here mostly because of my dad. He's a big Civil War buff. This is nice because it takes over the whole you know, epic sweep of the entire war. So I really like that about that. Most of the Civil War games I seem to find focus on like a battle or series of battles and things. I like this because it brings in a little bit of sort of the not necessarily the politics, but kind of the logistics of the overall scope of the war. These two are, I consider them war games. BioShock Infinite, did a review of that. Really fun game. I can see this one staying around for a while. I don't really like the video game at all, though. I don't know what my problem is, but I haven't reviewed this, have played it. I would like to try this 2-player before I review it, because I feel like, for me, I may like 2-player more than multiplayer. Now, this has kicked Nexus Ops out of my collection. You won't see Nexus Ops anywhere on this shelf. I do have it in a stack of games that it will be sold and or math traded away eventually. But so this one is a good game. Definitely, I would give that one a look. I'll review that soon. I don't know how soon. And we kind of over here on my Martin Wallace half shelf. London, haven't reviewed. Excellent game. Still play it quite frequently. You know, it's kind of like Martin Wallace does San Juan or Race to the Galaxy with a board. The 2 Discworld games, excellent little games. Reviewed those recently. Liberté, reviewed that a long time ago, one of my first reviews. Excellent game. This is a game I wish I played more often. I haven't played it in probably a year. Poof, I can't even remember last time I played it now. It's a cool game. I really like this game. Sort of like, I don't know. It's a war game, and it's also a Euro game, and it's also got cool politics and different things. There's a lot happening in this, but it's really simple from a mechanical perspective. Then we've got Aeroplanes, which is, to me, it's sort of a cross between the Age of Industry and Witches. So interesting sort of design lineage here going through these 3 games. Excellent game. I haven't played this in a while, but we definitely do play it relatively regularly still. Age of Industry, I've also got an extra map for it here. Haven't reviewed this. Probably should. There's been a lot of reviews on Brass and Age of Industry. I like Age of Industry better, I guess, because it has a lot more maps and stuff for it, and I really like that when a game will do that. And I got Steam here, played this a bunch. Have a bunch of maps in here, haven't reviewed it. Don't know that it really needs a review. But, you know, whatever. One of these days I might review it. Couple Splotter games, which have been hit or miss with me. You got Great Zimbabwe here and Indonesia. These are the only 2 that have survived culling. I've played a few others of their games. These are the 2 that I've enjoyed quite a bit. So definitely 2. I don't think you can find either of these relatively easily, unfortunately, but definitely take a look out for those. Rolling Freight. So it's kind of like Steam, but it's different enough that I have both in here. Excellent game. I've reviewed that. Now this is the Catan that I have here. So this is Star Trek Catan, and this is the Federation Space Boards, which is actually sort of a realistic map of the heavens as we know them today. Now my favorite way to play Catan is with Cities and Knights. But I don't have those anymore. Nobody will play those with me, but that by far and away is the best way to play Catan, I think, because a lot of people ask for, you know, I want that 90-minute to 2-hour Civ game. Well, that is that game, in my opinion. You got trading, you've got building technologies to upgrade, you got barbarians coming in and stuff like that. So my hope is that one day Mayfair will release a similar sort of Seafarers / Cities and Knights kind of, you know, add-on for Star Trek. I think that'd be really cool to like explore space and deal with the Borg coming in or something like that, you know, as the barbarians there. Next we got trains here. I've also got the Gen Con map there. It's kind of a map of Indiana. Fun game, definitely in the running for one of my best games of the year still. I mentioned that in my review of it. Hegemonic here. This is also probably up there in the running for best game of the year. Really interesting. I guess it's a 4X game. I don't know. It's an abstract Euro thing. It's like Tigris and Euphrates. I've heard it compared to. That's legitimate, but it's way heavier than Tigris and Euphrates. So I did a sort of a micro review, kind of a long micro review on it. I'll probably do another review on it probably here in a couple weeks. I gotta get it played again. Dominant Species, I played this once. I have a desire to play it again, but it's hard to get to the table because of the length and the chaos and things like that. I did enjoy it, so it's staying in there because I know a lot of people thought it was the best game of, what was it, 2010 that came out. So it's definitely one I still want to kind of try to get to the table. Eminent Domain is a great little game. This will probably never ever leave my collection. The expansion's coming out here any week now. Fantastic game, just amazing game. Time and Space, this is an interesting game. I did a review of this. It's kind of a real-time negotiation trading game from Stronghold. This is just released this year. Airlines Europe, another game that will never leave my collection. Next to another game that will never leave my collection, and this is sort of like acquire, begat Airlines Europe in some senses here. Two great games. This one is not so much as a family game as I found out here. Airlines Europe's definitely more of the gateway. Now this particular edition here is the best edition in my opinion, except for that 1999 deluxe edition. This is actually similar to a lot of editions, but this one was made in '76, so it's special to me because I was born in '76. Terra Mystica, CO2, I hope you would expect to see those in my collection. Great, fantastic, heavy, meaty Euro games that are just great. Clash of Cultures, another game probably in the running for being in the top 10. It's going to be kind of hard this year actually. You know, great Civ game, pretty much booted out every other Civ game that I've played. This is definitely one that they're coming out with an expansion for this. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like they're going to include a 5th and 6th player, but they're going to add some cool stuff there. So this is a cool game. This one almost booted out Eclipse there because they're both really 4X games, and this isn't really. This is more of 4X than Civ, I guess you could say. I don't know, but that's definitely a great game. Viticulture, we talked a little bit about that earlier. Ticket to Ride Europe. Now I have several maps in here as well. I got like the India map, the Africa map. I'm looking forward to the Netherlands map. Probably my wife's favorite, designer game. She really likes Scrabble up there. But this is out of all like kind of the new modern board games, she really has taken to this particular edition here. Third and Taxis, which is sort of like Ticket to Ride, not really. I've got this one here with the Rome. Was it the Rome expansion? I can't remember the expansion name. It's an expansion that comes with its own board and deck of cards. Definitely got to play that with the expansion, I think, and get rid of the base game. It's a much better game. The base game is pretty good, but once you play the expansion, I will never go back and play the original. This one is sort of my Feld area here. So we got Roma and Roma 2 in there. This is a pretty fun little game. Haven't reviewed that yet. There's a couple of good reviews out on our already. So it's a cool little two-player card game. You know, he does most of what he does is pretty good. Spikerstadt here with the expansion inside. Really cool game. Definitely got to play with the expansion, I think, to take it to the full level of what this game is capable of. Trajan, Notre Dame, Bora Bora, Burgundy, Rialto. All these are awesome. Out of all of these, this one is the best easily. This one is the second best, relatively close to that one. Now third place is going to be a little bit of a discussion here because I really think that this one replaces this one. You know, they both got the dice and the worker placement kind of thing or whatever. I don't know. This one I'll keep. A lot of people, my folks like to play this one. Folks in my game group like to play this one, so I don't think I'll get rid of it for that reason. If I had my way, this one would kick that one out of the collection. Haven't actually played Notre Dame yet. I got a couple friends that have played it. Just haven't had a chance to get around to playing it. Rialto is underrated, I believe. I think it's better than even I thought it was originally. Definitely a game that is a keeper at a very nice, 45-minute to an hour game. A lot like Spikerstadt there. Takes some basic area control, where Spikerstadt kind of takes your Amun-Re, Vegas Showdown type of auction bidding, and then does it really well. Relic Runners, I think this one will stay here. The group reactions have been a little bit lukewarm across the board in the different groups, but I really enjoy it. I find it's kind of in the same vein as a Ticket to Ride, sort of at that level, so that's a good game, and the components are just fantastic there. Alright, and then down here we got a little bit of a mess in here. We got Vino's here. Hasn't been getting a lot of play recently, but it's a great game, and it's just one that my group does tend to break out once in a while and does request once in a while, so definitely one that I'll keep. Designed by Viticulture, which is designer CO2. Really good game. Definitely, it's really heavy-ish. It's not heavy, but the rules are relatively complex. But once you get into that, the game is still heavy, but it's not like massively heavy like CO2. CO2 to me seems quite a bit heavier. We got some nice card games: San Juan, Jambo, Lost Cities, Glory to Rome, Innovation. I think I've reviewed all of these, except we don't need another review of San Juan. We don't need another review of Jambo. I don't have any expansions for Jambo. I want to get those. We don't need a Lost Cities review. I haven't reviewed Glory to Rome. I don't think I've ever won Glory to Rome. I think I've played it probably like 8 times or so. Never won it. I can play okay, but I just can't seem to win. This is the 2-player Agricola. You'll notice the real Agricola is not on this shelf because I'm waiting for Caverna to come out, and I don't need Agricola anymore. This has all the expansions in it. This is really fun. So if between Caverna and this, why do I want Agricola? I can play Agricola on my iPad. So that's this stuff here, all good games. Race for the Galaxy, I did kind of a review of the expansion for that. Waiting for the new expansion to come out. And what else? Glenmore, Morels is up here. This is a good one. Glenmore's really good. My wife actually likes this one too. I got both of the 8-Minute Empire games. Haven't played Legends yet. Did a review of the regular Empire. Both really fun games. Groups kind of hit or miss on that one, but I really like them for what they are. They're nice quick filler games with like a little bit of a Civ flavor to them. Sort of the odd man out here, Walking Dead card game. I really like 6 Nimmt for what it is, and this one has a couple of variants in it that I like that the other editions of 6 Nimmt don't have, so I've decided to keep this. I used to have Slide 5 or whatever it was called, just a little box of cards just for grins and giggles, as they say. Got Fleet here. I've actually played the expansion to this. Definitely, if you've got Fleet, get the expansion if you missed the Kickstarter. I played a prototype of that. Fantastic. It takes Fleet into the next level, into that sort of area where, I'm not sure where this is ranked, but it should be ranked at least in the top 200, if not knocking on the door of that top 100 there. And just so Riddle doesn't get too much of an ego, I also have Lords of Waterdeep, which is amazing. Alright, sorry, it's a little inside joke there. He doesn't like Lords of Waterdeep. Alright, so Stone Age. This one could kind of come and go here. I've got a lot of games of this weight at this level. I still enjoy playing this. I'm kind of wishy-washy in the expansion. Don't have the expansion. I don't think it's that great. I've played it a few times now. It's okay. It kind of adds a little bit and kind of dilutes the simplicity of the game. I don't know. That's fine. This one could go. Game of Thrones. Have not played it. So sorry to say that. I really want to play it. And then over here, last on the shelf, Duel of Ages 1, or not Duel of Ages 1, Duel of Ages and Duel of Ages 2 Master Set. Nice little games here. Haven't played this recently. Definitely, this is one that I've been wanting to break out recently, but just haven't had the time or means to break it out. Really, just insane. I mean, there's so much stuff. I did a review of it. Just take a look at the review. And it's just a ton of stuff happening in this game. Over here we have another set of games. I was trying to keep a theme to the different shells, but I had a real hard time doing that. Sorry for the glare on these boxes here. This is Robinson Crusoe. This has been a pretty good hit across the board. Waiting for the expansion. I still got to get in and play some of the extra scenarios. But I guess the expansion actually turns everything into a campaign, which should be pretty interesting. I always like that. Freedom Underground Railroad. This is a game kind of set apart from everything else, I think, this year. Really heavy, serious theme, very human theme. It does an excellent job of translating that into a game. It is very much a good game from a mechanical perspective, and I think it does do a great job of applying the historical theme, you know, to a co-op. So really can't say enough about that one. I could talk for a long time about that one. Here we have Caylus here. This is one of the first games I bought myself when, you know, I started getting into board games. This is one of the ones I researched on Board Game Geek, and, you know, I think it hit #1 at that time, so I got it. Great game. Anybody that tells you different doesn't know what to talk about. All right. No, just kidding. All right. Spyrium by the same designer as Caylus. Also a really fun game that's also grown on me, similar to how Rialto has there. So a couple that I enjoyed. I thought they were pretty good, but now that I've played them some more, I'm kind of seeing some more depth. Kind of like how Caylus, you know, has really continued to, you know, reveal itself to me. Here we've got Mice and Mystics. This is one I haven't reviewed. I really should do a review of this, but I'm trying to do something a little bit different with this because it's so story driven, and I just don't have the time. So I'm hoping at the beginning of the year I can kind of do something fun with that. We'll see. Okay, Tammany Hall. This one sort of replaced El Grande because you can play this really well with 3 and 4. El Grande, I've always felt you need like 4 or 5 all the time, but this actually plays really good as a 3-player game, relatively speaking, at least for an area control game. I really like it. It's got a little bit more theme there than El Grande too. A couple of tins here getting in the way of everything. Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert, haven't reviewed those. Do we need another review of these? They're really good. I actually like these better than Pandemic, just because they feel, well, this one isn't really like Pandemic at all, the desert, but Island is. And it just, to me, they kind of do the same thing, but they just, you know, the artwork's better. Everything is just a lot better. The kids can play this easier, and they're still relatively difficult to win. You know, they're not impossible at all. But I think I've only beaten Forbidden Desert once, actually. Anyway, really good games. So we also got a bunch of little card games. Don't have all of the ones here that I have because, like I said, a lot of them are at work. These are good. Lost Legacy, excellent. Be looking for that coming out this year. Great Heartland Hall & Company, also good. Zularetto and Hey That's My Fish. I don't know that we need to review those. Oh, this is Zularetto dice game, sorry. This is really good as a 2-player game. I wouldn't play that with more than 2 ever. Just don't. It's just not good. Just play that with 2. It's a really fun 2-player game. Frank Zoo, one of the most underrated games of all time. This is one of my most favorite games. It's a trick-taking game. You can play it with kids if you want, but the way that you can switch teams every round, some of the different scoring, awesome. This is an older edition here of Fairy Tale, really fun game. And Castle of Verona, a really surprisingly good game. Definitely kind of in the vein of Love Letter and things. Let's see here, Stronghold Games. Space Cadets Dice Duel, Gone. I revealed all of these. This one is definitely my favorite game from last year. Spoiler, this will not be my favorite game from this year, but it is one of my favorite games from this year. I'll explain that later in another video, I guess. And Gone. Also one of my favorite games from this year. So whatever this castle line is here, they seem to be picking pretty good games for the most part with that. Let's go down here a little bit. Here we have the these are to be reviewed, so I can give you a sort of a sneak peek of reviews, I guess. Some of these I've played, some of them I haven't. I played Legacy. This is an interesting game. It's a very light card game, but the theme kind of saves it for me in this one. So it's a very interesting theme of, you know, kind of your family's legacy and things. Not something that I figured I would be interested in, but it's actually pretty cool how it sort of unravels. Next one here, Canalis. I've played this. Now, I've only played this one once, and it's weird, and I may have played a rule wrong or something, but this is cool. This is kind of like a 7 Wonders, I guess. It's got card drafting, but it combined it with something like a Urban Sprawl or something, or what's that old game I hate? Not Princess of Renaissance, Princess of Florence. I don't like that game at all. But everybody's on the same board. It's cool. So it's got area building and control and buildings on the middle and card drafting, a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, so that's a cool one. I'll definitely need to play it again though. Town Center is a neat game. I haven't played this yet. Really kind of a neat idea here with you're building these little blocks and stuff. It's like a city building game like Suburbia or Urban Sprawl or something, but it has some level of abstraction, but it's neat. I've read the rules and stuff. It looks cool. Space Sheep here is the other game from a castle line. Haven't played this. Honestly, I haven't heard anything good about it, so I need to give it a try here, but it's kind of a weird theme idea. So I'm going to give this one a shot, though. It looks cool. Looks like it might be fun. So I don't know. Everybody's telling me it's no good, but you know what? I'm going to play it, and maybe I'll be the one that likes it. Who knows? Theseus. This is a neat game. It's sort of reminds me of, well, of course it reminds me of Neuroshima Hex by the same designer, but it really does remind me of Neuroshima Hex, sort of an abstract battle game. Need to play this one again here. So in terms of what you can get reviewed here, Legacy, you'll see that soon. Trieste, you will see soon. This is a cool game from Victory Point Games, 3-player only. One person plays, let's see if I got these right here, the Thief and the Merchant and the City Watch. Yep. And so each of them gets their own deck. And there's 3 totally different victory conditions and different abilities and all that stuff. Really, really a neat game. Lots of stuff to say about that. That's a good one. Palaces of Carrara. I've only played this once. It's been a while because this one is not in print anymore. So I was kind of, you know, I picked this up at Gen Con. It's a good game. I just haven't had the desire to really play it for whatever reason. Not because I don't think it's good. Because, you know, sometimes the motivation for me is to play a game to review it, and nobody can find this, so I kind of don't really feel like it. But it's staying in here, you know, it's on the shelf, so it seems like a really cool game, and I usually do like everything from the designers of Kramer and Kiesling there. Rococo, haven't had a chance to play this yet. This looks like a neat game. Getting a little bit of buzz there. Basically, you're like fashion designers in sort of a, I don't know, a Baroque period, I guess, in history. So it looks neat. I did read the rules to this and stuff. It does look pretty cool. 7 Days Westerplate. This one I played. This is a neat game. What's cool about this one is it's sort of like a pandemic-y, I don't know, not really Defenders of the Realm, but it's kind of your traditional co-op, you know, kind of like a Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert, where you've got sort of a card-driven thing happening, but it's a historical event in Polish history. So it's a really kind of interesting game. So I need to play that one again, and I will do a review of that. It's a neat. I like it because it's a co-op, but it's you know, historical, not unlike Freedom there. It's based in history, but it's got sort of your basic co-op mechanisms above and beyond the sort of the traditional war game stuff. Craftsman, haven't played that. This is from the same company here, G3 I think they're called, the Polish company. Haven't had a chance to play this yet. Navajo Wars, I've played this. Definitely need to play this one again. This is a relatively complex and meaty little solitaire game, sort of like States of Siege on steroids. So it's definitely a neat game, and I definitely will be reviewing it. I just got to get a chance to digest it again, because there is a lot happening in that game. And then Merchants and Marauders, it's not a very new game, but it's here because Clash of Cultures is there, and I played that, and a buddy of mine that I game with, he says they've got this one. I got this one in a math trade, I believe, some time ago, and they really like this. Him and his wife actually play this, so I picked this up in a math trade. So I hope to get this played and reviewed. I'd like to have a nice pirate game that I enjoy, but I haven't played that one. All right, so we'll move over here. Here he is. Now, one of the problems of having a closet for storing your games in is some awesome games, like this one I'm touching now, get shoved to the back, and then you forget that you have them almost. This game was my favorite game, was it 2011? Yeah, 2011. This is a really good game. Really, really enjoyable game. I actually think I like this better than Dominant Species. Again, I only played Dominant Species once, but this is really, really, there's a lot of cool stuff happening in this game about sort of the urban management, city management stuff. Really cool. Medici, the Knizia auction that has survived the purges. Raw has been axed, Modern Art has been axed, High Society has been axed. I'm sure there's one or two I've been missing. This is the one that kind of stays. I go back and forth at this point in time between this one and Raw. Raw to me is a little too random. This one's a little bit more controlled. It's not that I don't like Raw, I like Raw, but this one kind of hits that nice sort of, it gets into that almost that 18xx kind of thing where you've got a certain level of probability that is easier for my brain to manage. And I'm trying to say it's a little bit drier, obviously, than Raw, but it's a little bit more controllable. You can actually, I feel like I can do more to the other players through this game as I've played it a bunch. Great game. And Hansa Teutonica and Firenze here. These are from Andreas Stedding. Both, oops, fantastic games. Frenzy is a recent release here. I've reviewed both of these. Definitely, neither of these will leave my collection, I think. I really like these. I wish this guy would come out with more games. I did play another game of his that was set in Africa. I don't even remember the name of it, but it wasn't as good as these two. Gosh, it's an older game. Anyway, so these are really good. Definitely, if you like Euros, take a look at those. Ooh, here's a cool game. F3. This is a interesting game from, was it Black Dove? Black Dove card games, Black Dove games. This is cool. I'd like to play this for money one time. It's kind of poker meets Seven Wonders. Really, really cool game. I actually did a review of that. Court of Medici, maybe the best two-player card game in history. Very overlooked and underrated. Definitely take a look at that. Give that one about 5 or 6 plays before you pass judgment on it. Really awesome game. A couple here I haven't played, Triumvirate and Pixel Tactics 1 and 2. Picked these up at Gen Con, haven't had a chance to play them yet. And Triumvirate's just been sitting here. I don't know why I haven't, but I really like Haggis, which isn't here, it's at work. Haggis is one of probably my all-time favorite ladder climbing game. Yeah, probably my all-time favorite ladder. And this is, you know, not the same designer, but anyway, this is a two-player sort of trick-taking ladder climb game. Ink and Gold, this is one for my son. He really likes this game. I have here Battlestar Galactica Express, which, according to Board Game Geek, is being looked at by Stronghold Games, and they're going to retool it. Maybe, I don't know what the story is. Stephen Bonnecar's being a little bit elusive about that. But this is one of my all-time favorite games, Stephen, if you're watching. Anyway, but this is a really cool game, and it sounds like they're basically going to retheme it, which, you know, this has got the Battlestar Galactica theme, which I really like. I really did like the show. This I would much rather play than the original Battlestar Galactica. I like the original Battlestar Galactica, but this one is just great. I'd rather play this than the Resistance, than, I don't know, Werewolf, than all those games. This is the one that I think is the good one. So if Stronghold reprints it, I can't remember what the name of it was, like New Moon or something. I can't remember. Go to the Board Game Geek page for Battlestar Galactica Express. There's some hints of info there. Dune, haven't played it. Sorry, this is a print and play copy. I just haven't had a chance to play it. I got this when Rex came out, and I'm a huge Dune nut, I should tell you that. I've read the original 6 books probably 3 times. Watched the movies and the miniseries a bunch of times. I really like Dune. Dune. Alright, so for sale, keep this one here. This is good. I have Biblios at work. Biblios is better than for sale. Biblios probably kicks this out. This one's a little easier to pick up though, so I keep this one. It's good. I enjoy this. I got No Thanks at work and stuff like that too. King of Tokyo, haven't reviewed this. I got all the expansions in here. This is like the one Yahtzee game that I like. I don't like Yahtzee. I never liked Yahtzee when I was little. I don't like Roll Through the Ages or anything like. I hate Yahtzee. This one works for me because this game is just simple, silly fun, and it's big monsters, and I can shout at you and call you names and all that stuff. So this one lives because of that. Asara, another overlooked game. I think this got nominated for the Spiel. Really neat game. Another Kramer Kiesling game. I've reviewed several of their games over the years. This one's definitely stuck around here. 2 more I haven't played. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Picked this up in a trade. It's a little solitaire game. I figured, you know, one of these days I'll break it out if I got some free time. Baltimore and Ohio. In my exploration of train games to replace Steam, I have yet to find a game like Chicago Express or German Railways that really you know, add some more of that 18xx type of stuff to it. This one looks like it might be up my alley. I believe I traded for this one too. I've had this one for a while. I don't remember where I got it. This is one I want to get played. Okay, bottom shelf, we're almost done. Alright, New Amsterdam, I reviewed that recently, really good game. Samurai, reviewed that. You know, one of the few Kinesias to stay in the collection. There's still one more to come here, above and beyond Medici and Samurai. Power Grid, I actually have never played this copy of it. I've only ever played other people's copies, but I really enjoy this game, and we still play it in our group a lot, and it's this game I've been playing for years now, and I really enjoy this. But I have my own copy, like just in case. just in case I move or something happens and there's nobody around me has Power Grid. I really like Power Grid. And no, I'm not going to review that. We don't need another review of it. Caveman Curling. So this is a cool game. This is the curling game. I'm a sort of a curling fan every 4 years. So this is fun. Definitely take a look at my review. My son really likes this. He's also got Sorry Sliders upstairs. That's his. He can have it. To me, this is the only dexterity game I need in my house. As far as the flicking goes, I mean, whatever. There's others, but yeah. Big boxes here. Pathfinder card game, Mage Wars, and Defenders of the Realms. Let's see. Realm, excuse me. I haven't reviewed this. Don't know that it needs a review. I think I've got everything for that game. This one is probably my favorite co-op of all time. Yeah, I would have to say this is one that I can break out anytime. I break it out on occasion by myself, as sad as that is, to set it up and play it 2-player. Really enjoy this. I don't know though, this other game over here is kind of giving it a run for its money. We'll see. This one I really like. It's got solid mechanisms, you know, not stolen from Pandemic. You know, it's got one aspect kind of half stolen from Pandemic. There is a tweak to the way the cards come out. It's not, you know, you don't stack the same cards on top of each other. Really enjoy this game. I might review this eventually. I don't know, it's just, there's so many reviews on it. It's really good. Just go get it. Mage Wars, another one of the top games in my whole collection. Fantastic 2-player battle game. It's like everything Magic should have been or could have been, but you know, it's a whole different, you know, level of gaming with Mage Wars. And then Pathfinder, you know, what else there's to say? That's like the new hotness. I played through the first adventure. I got the new adventure. I haven't played through that yet. So actually, I was a little disappointed, to be honest, with the some of the scenarios just by reading through them. But I was hoping they would take that system and tweak it. So they got one more expansion pack to keep me sold on it. But it's a fun game. I like it. We'll see. It's definitely a good game. Okay. Eldritch Horror, really surprisingly fun game. This is staying in the collection. A little bit more of a thematic Defenders, I guess. They're so different. They're kind of the same. They're kind of different. I'm not big into Cthulhu stuff. Just as a general rule, I don't really understand the obsession, but this game's really fun. I'm telling you. You know, I just did a video review, and then my buddy Lance Mixer there, he did a review, and I think he said it's his favorite game of all time now in the review. I don't want to misquote him, but it is definitely a fun game, and I think if you are more of a Euro type of player or more of like a Pandemic co-op kind of guy or gal, then you maybe still would want to try this, because I think it really hits on a lot of different cylinders in terms of theme versus mechanics and things like that. Really well done. I did say, you know, for those of you that did watch my review of it, I was a little bit lukewarm-ish, you know, at the beginning, but I've had a chance to play it again since then. And really, like I said, I think the more you play this, the more you'll kind of get into it. And you get into the different old ones, you get into the different, you know, areas on the board, the different decks of the exploration and encounters and things, and the different items and the different investigators, all that stuff. You really start to kind of get to know that universe and that, you know, the world there. So that's really, it's really fun. So that's a good one. I don't know though. All right. Amun-Re, have not played this one. I want to get it played. I kind of feel like Spikerstop maybe kicks it out, or maybe this kicks Spikerstop out. I got this in a trade. It's just, you know, supposedly it's the last great Knizia, and here is the greatest Knizia. Tigris and Euphrates never will leave the collection. You can see this one's a little beat up, a little bit. Took good care of it. Really great game. My son actually likes this game, believe it or not. I played this with him. I was surprised that he was able to grok it. He's actually beaten me at it. You know, should I say that out loud on the internet? No, he's a smart little guy. But he really took to this one. I didn't expect him to. But and this was even a couple years ago. He's 12 now. Really fun game. I like it at all player counts. You know, 3-player can be a little bit wonky, but this is one of the few games that in a 3-player battle game, it's not a big deal usually. Le Havre, this is a really fun game. Probably won't review it. Caverna may even kick this one out of my collection. I really like Caverna. We'll see. I got to play it more. Firefly, another good themey game. I think if you don't like Firefly, or if you don't like the universe of it, you don't necessarily need to watch the show. But if you're not into that space pirates kind of thing, you won't like the game. You know, and I played this game originally and hadn't watched the show, and then since watched the show, and then now I'm even more of a fan of the game, so now I have a better understanding of some of the folks that are saying if you're a fan of the show, will you like the game? I kind of get that. Now, I did like the game, but I think that was maybe because I was more interested in the show as well. Because I was always, you know, you hear people talk about it and like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. It's really good. I really enjoyed the show, by the way, and the movie. But I like it. This is going to stay in here, so it's fun. I got some friends of mine that like Firefly, and maybe we'll break this out on occasion and things. Waterdeep, Scoundrels of Skullport. I have both the base game and the expansion here. This is excellent. The expansion is so good. Really can't say enough about it. Been playing the heck out of this on the iPad recently. Really fun. This is coming apart here. Lewis and Clark, you know, one of my contenders there for Game of the Year as well. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody's gonna be able to find that sucker. I don't know what the heck's going on. Are they gonna reprint this? Are they gonna do a Kickstarter with Game Salute? I don't know. Who knows? Get on the ball. I just want people to play this, that's all. It's really good, really excellent. But I don't want to keep telling people it's excellent if they can't find it. Another interesting little game here, Mars Needs Mechanics. This is a cool little game. It kind of reminds me of a Knizia game, so I've got it kind of down here with his others. Really sort of a nice 45-minute, you know, kind of, not an auction filler, but an economic sort of manipulation filler game. This is really cool. I really like this. Definitely take a look at that. There's more than meets the eye to that one. And then here, there's a lot more in these two boxes than what appears. So it's Ravenloft, Drizzt. I've also got the Chardalon stuff in here, and I believe every issue of Dungeon Command is in there. So there's a lot of stuff. This box is really heavy. Now, I know I said I like that, and I like that one. I really like to play this too. I like to just throw everything in there and play. So really fun, you know, HeroQuest is coming out. Forget HeroQuest. We can play this. Somebody, the right person one day will print HeroQuest, and then they will get the money, and the right people will get the money, and the designers will get the money. For now, you can go buy this. Just play this. Okay, so that is the shelf. Sorry, that took probably an hour. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many games were reviewed or whatever, but now you'll be seeing me standing here, hopefully with a little more energy. We'll see. It's hard to stand up and be boring, right? Okay, so that's the shelf. That's all you get.